Well, it's a good thing they go ahead and suspend that boy Bagel. I was going to put his face on a bagel. You know what I'm saying, Hagel Bagel? You know what I'm saying? They had to suspend him for his own damn protection from saying to ban it. You know what I mean? I'll put a can of whoop ass on his butt. Next time I see you, boy, you're going to be face down laying at a pile of daisies.
The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Alright, Panther fans, here we go. Game 3, Lightning, Panthers, 2-0 series lead for Florida, and this game is not the entire series, but boy, oh boy, oh boy. If you get up 3, you could finish this off on Monday and get probably close to a week's rest, if not a full week's rest, for the next round, but don't get too far ahead. So, Barkov looks good. He's good to go. Hagel got suspended for the one game, which it's interesting juxtaposition when how they treat different players in different situations. Now, Hagel's, in my opinion, the hit was definitely worth the 5 minutes. The suspension, who knows what goes on in those meetings. So I'm not going to comment other than I would have been okay if he wasn't suspended. But when you look at the hit that Puljujarvi laid a couple weeks back, where he was just sliding by somebody and just kind of lifted his shoulder into his head, he got 2 games. And the hit on Barkov was far, far worse than that. Not suggesting Hagel should have been suspended more, but it's just interesting that there's really no rhyme or reason to who gets suspended and for how long. Now, that said, Borkstrand is already out. Cirelli's already dealing with an injury issue, so Tampa's going to be, I don't want to say they're going to be limited because they could come out and win this game 5-2. But Florida's going to have to make sure that we don't do anything stupid, all right? We don't need to fight anybody. We don't need to send any specific hits to send a message. Send a message by winning the game. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we are generally speaking not all that fantastic in afternoon games. So when I saw this game on the schedule, I'm like, it's going to be important to split in Tampa, and we ended up taking 2. After that, you've got Bubba. Apparently somebody didn't like the Bubba skit in the, I left a comment in the last recap. That's okay. If you're new here and you don't get it, I understand. We were all infantile once. Welcome to the show. If you find some of the things I do cringe, that's the point. You didn't think I grew a Panthers channel for 9 seasons by being serious, did you? Are you kidding? Who wants to watch that? Now, Bubba, Vasilevsky both basically played outstanding games last time, except for the one mishap on Vasilevsky's part, which ended up being the difference in the game. What do we want to see out there today? The Panthers are going to have jump. That said, that's what I said about Tampa for the first 2 games, and you see how that turned out. Every game is a different animal. There's been plenty of times where the Panthers, you assume that they're going to be all jacked up and excited, and then, Last thing is I want to see, how Tkachuk is looking now. This is going to be his 3rd game. I did not feel he was as active in Game 2 as he was in the first game. So monitor that situation, watch the time on ice, see who's taking shifts. I know the last game they were moving some guys around and everything, which makes sense because if Chucky's taking short shifts, you've got some fresher guys down there on the 4th line and Rodriguez and Boquist who can very easily fit into the top 6, on a temporary basis. There's no shame in moving guys around. All right, and it's the return of Aaron Ekblad. That I should also mention. Now, we had some talk about what we shouldn't do, and Maurice was just basically like, we're putting him right back where he was. We're going to give him all his responsibilities, which could that mean they're going to change to power play? I hope it turns out well, but I'm not a fan of just uprooting everything we've been doing in the first 2 games. But I know Ekblad's fresh and rested. I think Maurice said he feels better than he ever has. So I hope all my bitching and complaining was for nothing, which a lot of times it does. So, all right, Panthers, let's get 3. All right, so 1-1 after 1. Chucky gets one early, and then Kucherov walks Barkov. and shot goes kind of squeaked through Bobrovsky, probably one that he wouldn't mind having back. Pretty much the entire period, the announcers spent praising the Panthers and their defense and everything. So, of course, you knew eventually. And then right before they scored, in fact, I think they said something like, Panthers haven't allowed a goal in however many minutes it had been. And so, sure enough, puck's in the back of the net. Then they got Kucherov for roughing here at the end of the period. I'm still breathing heavy because I lifted all the way through the end of the period after they scored the goal. Looks like pretty much the same thing that we had last game. So either game, either goalie is going to be the difference here. Like Bobrovsky, the next time the puck comes down the ice and it's on the power play and you're all by yourself, make sure that you stop the puck, whatever it is you were trying to do there. I don't know what you were trying to do, but if you were watching, you know what he did. Puck goes through him, 5-hole, deflects, and it didn't miss by much. That sucker could have gone into the net, and that would have just been... But maybe it woke him up, right? Because the first goal wasn't spectacular that he gave up, so maybe that should wake him up. All right. Oh, and by the way, Ekblad looks fine. Ekblad looks fine. And for whatever reason, he's moved Samoskevich to the fourth line of Rodriguez up. Second line scored. That's okay, but I wonder if he's got a problem with how Mackey was playing. All right, let's move on to second period. So, it's 2-1 Tampa after 2. Huh. way back early in the season, we won a couple of games in a row, and then Maurice, just for whatever reason, just scratched Samoskevich. And we lost that game. And at one point, I believe that we had been like 11-0 or some crazy stat that we had been undefeated when Samoskevich had scored. And the reason why I bring that up is because it's very clear that the Panthers right now do not look like the Panthers of the first two games. There's something missing. There's a lack of energy, and I'm not going to sit here and blame Ekblad. Ekblad looks fine, even if he was on the ice and intimately involved in the goal that just gave Tampa the lead. But we've been saying it all year long. We've all been watching it all year long. Whatever line Samoskevich is on, he brings chaos to. Now, I don't know if Maurice saw something in the game that made him feel like he needed to move Samoskevich to the fourth line and limited ice time, but I didn't see it. What I see out there is a group of guys that doing the same thing we always do. If you get a lead in the game or a lead in the series, they have a tendency to get lackadaisical and just not play as hard as they've been. Now, Tampa's up their level of play, and we're just not matching it at all. There's lots of scrums, right? We were going to have to start the third period on the PK, but Cirelli just gave us a roughing or unsportsmanlike or whatever the hell it was, because the refs are out of control in this. The refs do not have control of this game is what I'm trying to say. So Nick Paul comes in and he tries to take a shot. Nick Ekblad gets his magic wand in there, a.k.a. his stick, and he deflects the puck. So Bob thinks the puck is going high. He deflects the puck. It goes low. Bob kicks it with his skate, and it goes in. And so now Tampa has a lead. Now, generally speaking, you give up 2 goals in 2 periods. Shouldn't be a problem, but we can't score. That's a problem. We're not being able to put the puck in the back of the net. And for whatever reason, Maurice took a perfectly good lineup that had just beaten Tampa Bay 2 times in a row and fussed around with it, moved Rodriguez up, moved Samoskevich down, and that was stupid. Now, hopefully in the third period, he puts the line blender back together. Apparently, Moeller says he's already been yelling at the guys at the bench, but really, he needs to be yelling at himself in the mirror, because when something is working, you don't break it. You see what I'm saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, Paul. Now, that said, what are the odds we're not going to overtime? Let's see how this goes. All right. We're all here to watch the meltdown. So, now, I'm just going to get this right out of the way. As badly as I want to blame Ekblad, as badly as I want to blame him for being on the ice, intimately involved with all 4 goals. It's not. The whole team played terrible. We got our asses kicked in the circle. We got a 1-goal lead. We played this game like it was a regular season game. That team on the ice is how we've looked for most of the regular season. We get a 1-goal lead, and we said, okay, whatever happens, happens. And so, yeah, Ekblad was involved in all the goals. I'm not blaming Ekblad, and I'm not saying Misiewicz was on the second line and guarantees a win. I'm just saying that for me personally, you don't change a winning lineup. You don't do it. And I know Ekblad is who he is, and I talked about if you want to put him in, just move Balinskis off, put Ekblad on the bottom pair, let him get his legs, let him get used to things. But no, I'm not going to sit here and say it's all his fault. I'd have to go back and watch the replays. Unfortunately, hockey doesn't have, like in football, you get the all 22 film so you can see the whole ice, and it's easier to judge who did what. In hockey, we don't get that opportunity. It really sucks. I'd love to be able to see like coaches film, because it always ends up, the guys on camera are the ones you're going to get blamed for the goal, but we didn't see what happened before that. Like the last one here, the 4th one, Forsling loses this guy at the line, and Ekblad's back there on a 2-on-1, and the puck's in the back of the net. But Ekblad's there intimately involved, but is it his fault? No. So, to me, this was a combination of all the things that we probably should have saw coming. We always suck in the first game home after a road trip. We always suck in the afternoon. Maurice, now, this is a question I have for you all. Just because somebody wins a Super Bowl or a Stanley Cup or etc., that doesn't mean he's not without criticism. It doesn't mean he suddenly becomes, you can't criticize anything that he does. And it's one thing if he doesn't believe in momentum, whatever, Paul, all right? You want to stick your face into that apple pie, have some fun with the Cool Whip. But the fact is that you don't change a winning lineup. These are very basic, solid, proven theories. You don't change a winning lineup. Now, you already did it with Ekblad coming in because, God forbid, you don't put him on the ice because he is who he is and he's a minute eater and all of the reasons that you would want to put him on the ice, except for the reasons you saw tonight. But past that, you take Misiewicz out of the top 6. Misiewicz played, the last 50 games of the year with Bennett? And you think moving Rodriguez up there and putting Samo on the 4th line after we just won 2 games in a row, including a shutout? Paul, sometimes the team's just playing well. You don't always have to look for something to work on or something to change. Sometimes you could just look at the team and be like, you know what? Just go do that again. It wouldn't kill you. I know you won a cup, and that's great, but maybe it wouldn't have taken you 25 years or whatever it is if you weren't so freaking stubborn with your idiosyncrasies and changing things when you've got a winning lineup out there. You don't always have to find fault. And if there's anybody knows about always finding fault something, it's me. That's my job. I could bitch about the sun. But Maurice, sometimes when the team wins basically a 1-0 road playoff game, sometimes it's just already perfect. There's nothing to change. So for me, this game is on Maurice. And the reason why I say that is because you just don't change the energy. You don't change the juju and then yell at the team because they're not playing the way they were in the previous game. You just don't do it. I'm sorry. So, what did we see on the ice? Barkov didn't look like he looked like he was out there, but I don't know so sure if he was out there. I don't know what the numbers were, but we got our asses kicked in the face-off circle even before they started running away with the score. It was just lose the draw, lose the draw, lose the draw. So that was not good. Reinhart has got Hubertoitis at this point. He keeps drop passing and slowing down and pat. What the hell, Reinhart? You have a job. Do it. He's got Verhaeghe up there on the top line. Why don't you want to make some changes for a guy that's not doing anything other than Verhaeghe is laying the body, but he's not turning the playoff Verhaeghe just yet. Huh? No Swaggy out there on the ice. Don't know what we're going to do with that contract. Everybody kept saying he's going to turn on to the playoffs. Right? But Misiewicz up there. What's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to lose 5-1. Second line. Don't get me started. I like Rodriguez as a player. It's Stanley Cup, hero, all of the things. I get it. You don't freaking change. It's been the top. It's been Bennett and Samoskevich for 50 games. It was stupid. That was just stupid. Tkachuk got the first goal. He looked like he was skating a little bit better today. Maybe some juice from home. So that's good. The third line. God help me. It's interesting because all of these years we go, every year we have Lundell, Luosterainen, and then we need to go get somebody that can put the puck in the back of the net on the right wing. And unfortunately, what we did this year was we went and got somebody who can set up Luosterainen over and over and over and over, and it just repeats itself, and he just can't put the puck in the back of the net at all. It's like 1 out of 20 I've asked for 1 out of 10. Can you give me 1 out of 20? Because Marchand is just like, here's a puck, here's a puck, here's a puck. He's setting these guys up, and nobody's scoring. Fourth line was absolutely invisible tonight. I don't know how much ice time they got. You don't just take Samoskevich out of the second line and put him on the fourth line, middle of the playoffs, and say, here you go, kid. That was just stupid. Fourth line was just invisible tonight. If you're going to go, and Bohlquist, we'll talk about invisible, Bohlquist, there's no reason, especially with the way that they're out there getting tough and the hits and everything now, I don't want to see Bohlquist on the ice. I want to see Greer. Maybe not so much Gadjevich, because I know he's not quite the complete hockey player. But we need one of our, we got, come on, what are we doing? Samoskevich on the fourth line, Greer off the ice. Bad lineup, bad. And it showed. Now, defensively, I'm going to start with the good. Nate Schmidt still was good. Kulikov was good. Mikkola was okay. Who's the other guy? Jones. It wasn't Jones on the ice for all 4 goals. I mean, I can't sit here and, I don't want to sit here and blame Ekblad. I can't see the film. I want to see the film. I want to see, was it a matter of, is Forsling, was he not trusting Ekblad? Is he trusting Ekblad? It was 4 goals. So there's something going on there between those two. Where, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You had Forsling and Jones, no goals. Forsling and Ekblad, 4 goals. What? Damn it. And so now that's the lineup that we got for the rest of these playoffs, right? Maurice will probably put Samoskevich back. I don't know what he's going to do. We did have Bennett, Marchand, and Tkachuk out there for about 10 seconds. Out there was like 4-1 right before we emptied the net. When was it 4-1, 5, whatever? No, it was 4-1 and we emptied the net with like 5 minutes left. Tkachuk leveled Gensel. Now, he didn't hit him in the head, so I don't expect a suspension for that. They gave him the 5 minutes, but he didn't hit him in the head, so I don't expect a suspension for that, although I'm sure Lightning fans are going to be saying, hey, Hagel. I didn't really expect a suspension for Hagel, so there's that. Mainly, it was just we got the goal, we came out on fire, we got the goal, and then we sat our asses down because this team is incapable. They are just incapable of handling success. They have to be behind, except they can't come behind anymore either. Champs. So, we still have a 2-1 series lead. We can come back Monday night, look like ourselves, get one. It's 3-1. Should be good to go. We've now scored 2 goals in 2 games. Now, why is that happening? It's because Reinhardt's passing the puck. Barkov, no. Verhaeghe, Bennett tried to split the middle of the defense. What are we doing, Sam? We already had this discussion all year long. You're not Connor McDavid. Dump the puck in and let somebody go back. This was like all of the problems from the regular season. All of them combined tonight. Get a lead, lack of energy. The defense was just like a freaking disorganized disaster. No forecheck, no back check, back passes, timely, untimely passes were coming in. And if you're over, it's not hard. It's not hard. Okay? I don't know what does Reinhardt need glasses? if you were coming in and you were on the left side, and there is nobody in front of you, but there's two defenders over there, but you happen to see Barkov way over there, right? What are you going to do? There's nobody this way. There's two defenders that way. I think I'll pass it to Barkov. So we're just, the only goals that we're getting are off the really hard work that we were doing in the first game. And we didn't do that tonight at all. Vasilevsky's playing just fine. We're not making him work all that hard. We're not owning the front of the net. Nobody's in front of the net. I'm not blaming Ekblad. I don't know what happened on those. There was some greasy deflections, no doubt. He just happened to be there. So the one, they showed the first goal, they showed a replay. That point just kind of moved a little bit and deflected it past Bobrovsky, and Ekblad's just standing right there. Not that I'm saying it's his fault, but he's just standing right there. The next goal, the Paul goal, that Ekblad gets in between Paul and Bobrovsky. He deflects the puck just a smidge, just enough to change the trajectory of the puck. Instead of going up, it goes off Bod's skate and it's in. Is it Ekblad's fault? But he's right there. You can't make it up. So he just magically was intimately involved in 4 goals that weren't his fault, I guess. I don't know, right? Like, I don't want to sit here and say it's his fault. But on the other hand, it's like, damn, all 4, right? Go watch when you watch the highlights, like, there he is. It's unbelievable. So the point being is that that's not going to change. That's not going to change. Now, could that have happened to Jones? Sure, it could have happened to anybody, right? Just the fact that it was Ekblad after he comes back after all this time and we're kicking Tampa's ass. And you couldn't have, like it's a Saturday Night Live skit. It's a skit. It's a spoof. It's Monty Python. Oh, look, the guy that got caught for PEDs comes back in the middle of the first round and is magically right there on the ice for 4 goals. Like, even Saturday Night Live would have been like, don't you think 4 is a bit much? Like 3. 3's enough. They're not going to believe 4. Come on. How unlucky can the guy be? Aha! So, all right. So we still have a 2-1 series lead. But we've scored 2 goals in 2 games. And the offense is just not, we're not driving play. We are missing opportunities with guys, even Kachuk did it. Trying one pass too many. One pass too many. And so, since I've bitched about it all, what would I do? What would I do? If you want to move Samoskevich and you want to say he's not handling the top 6, Lundell, Marchand, Samoskevich. So that way, when Marchand makes another amazing play and another amazing pass, it's on the stick of Samoskevich instead of Luosterainen. Then, your bottom, you're going to make Sturm with Luosterainen and Greer. I don't want to see Nosek on the ice. I know some people like him. He hasn't scored a goal since the 25th of January. He's completely invisible out there on the ice. We just got our asses handed to us 5-1. You want to change something, that's the change you need to have. Sturm, Rodriguez, Greer. Second line, what did I miss? Who's up there? If I move Samoskevich down, what are you going to do on the left? You're going to put, you want to leave Rodriguez there? Put Rodriguez with Verhaeghe and Barkov and move, Barkov, Reinhart, Rodriguez. Bennett, Kachuk, Verhaeghe. Lundell, Marchand, Samoskevich. Sturm with Greer and Luosterainen. Forsling, Jones, Mikula, Kulikov, Schmidt, Balinskis. I'm just saying. Like, he's either the worst defenseman in the league or just the most unlucky. You guys can pick. I'm not going to fight about it. I mean, it's not his fault. The whole team played like ass. The entire team played like ass. The coaching staff was clearly asked before this game because we were unprepared, moving guys around. God damn it, Paul. You win both in Tampa. And you know what? How did I change the lineup? How dumb do you got to be? How stubborn do you got to be? There doesn't always have to be something wrong. Sometimes the team just played a damn good game and you just look at them and say, you know what? Take the day off and do the same thing. Just do the same thing. Sometimes it's okay. But Maurice is not capable of that, which I wonder why I wonder if that's why he wears out his welcome at some places, although he's never won the cup before, so that wouldn't make any sense. But I just wonder if he's one of those guys like me that no matter how well you do, you're going to bitch and complain about it. The players must get sick of that because you just beat Tampa 1-0. That is the picture-perfect day to say, take the day off, go get a massage, don't go bowling because you hurt yourself, and come back the next day, and we're not going to change anything. We're going to do exactly the same thing we just did. All right, I think I've bitched enough. You think this is bad? What if we lose? We think we're going to win the next game. I had picked Florida in 7. I hope it doesn't go 7. What pisses me off is, like I've been saying, we need to shorten these series. We knew we were going to play an ass game because we can't play a series without playing an ass game. You know, if we sweep a team like we did Carolina, we have to play 6.5 games worth of hockey to sweep them. So there's that. All right. I'll be live for your therapy session tomorrow at noon. And then I haven't decided which games we're doing tomorrow. So I'll make a community post so you guys will see it. I need to go eat some dinner. And we're still going to be doing Toronto and Ottawa tonight. Please, Ottawa, do us a favor, okay? Because damn it. That's all we need is Toronto sitting there off after a sweep, watching us get physically get asses kicked by Tampa. Damn it. Maurice pissed me off. The whole team pissed me off today. Was there anybody that played well tonight? Before I go, was there anybody that played well today? Marchand. And Marchand, absolutely. I got no gripe with Marchand's game. I'm thinking. I didn't see Mikula do anything wrong today. I mean, you can't bitch about the other two defensive pairs because I know Ekblad was on the ice. I could have been Ekblad and Forsling for all I know for all 4. So the other pairs must have been just fine. You can't make it up. You can't make that up. All right, that's enough. I'll see you tomorrow at noon.